how fast can you code a linked list? So I last did it in 6 minutes. I want to try something different. I'm going to do it one more time, but I'm having trouble concentrating because they're doing construction outside. So outside, there's construction, they're playing music. It's a little distracting. I've been listening to some of that music as I've been trying to code, and it's affecting me. So I've got my AirPods in. I'm going to use these. I'm going to use the Vision Pro that my friend is loaning me, and I'm going to see, does working in Vision Pro make you more productive? So I've been talking to Michael via email. He's got a Vision Pro. He says that it's really good for productivity. I tried it once on my desktop, so I just put my contacts in because I can't see anything without glasses or contacts. I typically don't do screens with contacts because they dry out and then I cannot see and it's irritating. So I don't know how long I can wear contacts with the Vision Pro, but we're going to give this a whirl. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to try another code challenge that actually uses what we're doing here. So for this, I'm going to get started with implementing a data structure. This is going to be a doubly linked list with the Vision Pro, and we're just doing append and we're doing delete. I did it in about 6 minutes last time, so we're going to see if we can type it that fast. I'm not really going to talk as I'm doing it because the point of this is I've got to crank out this code as quickly as possible, and I don't have time to explain everything about the linked list because what's more important is how we're going to use the list and the algorithm that the code challenge is trying to solve. I've spent way too much time debugging this when I tried to do some code challenges, so I just had to go back to basics. And so that's what we're practicing right now is we're going back to fundamentals. We're going to write code without any code assistance. So if you want to download this code or the starter or even get my full lesson, I've got all of that on YouTube. And then I've got the code at this link that you can download that I'll have down below. And then this is the starter code. So what this is an overview where you put your code and then some tests down here at the bottom so that we can verify that it's actually working. Because like, what's the point if you don't know if it actually works? And I want to be able to test that right away. So we are going to do that with the Vision Pro. And I got to figure out how to get this set up. I've done that once before, but I want to get that going and then we'll record sort of what I'm seeing or something. And we'll see how it looks. All right. So I'll see you with this on. When I recorded the Vision, it was really hard to watch. So I'm only going to show part of that. But what we're going to do, we're going to set a timer. We're going to see how fast we can do it. My target is 6 minutes. I'm slightly nauseous at this point, but we're going to run through and see what we can do, see how fast we can do it. I've got my workstation set up. For whatever reason, when I look at the footage in Vision Pro, it's like I'm looking up top when I'm not really looking up top. Okay, if I go into focus mode, is that... Oh, so that's like a window you can't see. Interesting, except in my Vision. Okay, so my last run, we did it in that time. Let's see how fast we can do it now. Oh, I did not want to save. Please don't do that. Okay, let's start right now. A node is going to have a next, a previous, and an item. For right now, we'll just keep this simple, compare objects, pointers, and then we start our linked list. I'm trying not to revisit things as much as possible, but I'm going to punt any output until we've actually implemented this perfectly, because debugging takes time. So here we have a head, a tail, and a count. And somehow I lost focus on my window. I looked at the video and it stole my focus. I got to be careful about that. I don't want to initialize her, so I set that to 0 so that everything is initialized. Okay. Okay, first error. Oops. What am I doing here? Okay, that's going to slow me down. All right, great. All right, so base case for appending. If the head is nil, we're going to have something. We're going to say count plus equals 1. We're going to say we're always doing tail dot next is equal to our new node. If head is equal to nil, then head becomes the new node, or the new node becomes the head. Else, we need to say tail dot next. Sorry. I'm mixing up things here. It's supposed to go inside. Tail is always the node at the end, but tail.next gets set to the next node, and then node.previous. Now this is not a optional, so I keep messing up the optional types here. Previous is equal to tail, and then node.next is equal to nil. Clear that out, because otherwise you can run into cycles, which aren't good with linked lists. All right, so then to delete, we should see some passes. Okay, so we got 2 passes. To delete, here is where we have to get on either side of this 2. So 2's previous next is now going to be 3, and 2's next previous is going to be 1. So we have to write that. So node is concrete. So node.previous dot next is going to equal node.next, and then node.next previous. So whatever it was before, it needs to point to node.previous. So we've removed ourselves. Then if head is equal to node, then we need to say head equals head.next. If tail is equal to node, then tail is equal to tail.previous. So we don't have to walk the array or the linked list like we would. And if we save and run, does it pass? We have 1 failure. I missed one thing, which is the count. Okay, so we finished 617. Okay, so now if we want to add custom string equatable, custom string equatable, custom string convertible. I'm going to copy this because there's just so much to type. Here we're going to do guard, let's, next, else, return, item. Then we're going to return item pointing to next. Down here, we're going to write a little bit more. Let's bring this up so I'm not staring at the bottom of my eyes. It's just such a mouthful to write all this. But I want it to look nice. All right, pass, 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 and I forgot something. All right, so we passed it. All I did was I made it so that the output was cleaner. So we got rid of all these optionals that just make it hard. Like here, you couldn't even see what we were doing. Down at the bottom, cleaned up the optionals. So now you can just focus on the output, and that's going to help you. So that was like 8:59 or something. I don't know. That's the time I saw, ish, close to 9 minutes. So it's still like, it takes almost 3 minutes to do it. All right. So that is using the Vision Pro. That's adding a little music, trying to focus. I think light music was helpful, but I still think no music is best for me. Like music is distracting at times. So limiting it or using a lower volume, but I have distracting noises outside because we're doing construction. Just trying to code better with that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.